Okay, Namaste everyone, and we meet again today on 25th December 2025 to resume our reading of bilingual version of Anubhavatmak Adhyatmavad. So original Hindi version is the integral part of Madhyas Darshan, and the book is written by Shri A. Nagaraj ji, and English translation is attempted by me. We are only into the last 3 pages of the book, so I guess that we may be able to complete the book today. So let us straight away go to page 143. So 143 page, first half of the page we have already read, and we will now go to the yeah. So even so, where we left off in the last meeting is even in the last physicochemical object, in all the physicochemical objects which are there at places other than Earth, in the cycle of formation and decomposition, liquid is present with liquid, gas with gas, and solid with solid, as per the laws of coexistence. Existence neither decreases nor does it increase. अस्तित्व ना घटती है ना बढ़ती है. So from here, a new paragraph is beginning, and like we can complete the paragraph, I think, in one flow. That will be good, and then whosoever is reading can summarize it also, their interpretation of it. So कौन देव भाई आप ही शुरू कीजिए, and maybe you can read the Hindi part, and Mohan bhai, if you are okay, you would like to read the English part.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, okay. So over to you, Dev bhai and Mohan bhai.
Shall I read two small paras? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. अस्तित्व सदा सदा होने के वैभव वश ही अस्तित्व नाम है. इसमें स अस्तित्व विधि से संतुलन, नियंत्रण, संरक्षण, परिणाम, विकास, जागृति जैसी अभिव्यक्तियां सदा सदा रहता ही है. ऐसा कोई क्रियाकलाप को हम प्रस्तुत या कल्पना नहीं कर सकते हैं जो अस्तित्व में नहीं. अब रहा इस ग्रह गोल में हो, उस ग्रह गोल में न हो, यही स्थितियों के आधार पर किसी भाव की अपेक्षा में ही अभाव का कल्पना हो पाता है. हर अभाव देश काल ही है.
Existent. Oh, you want to read the Hindi one or shall I continue the English? Second one.
Okay, I can read the Hindi one. इस आधार पर कोई नया पुराने की बात नहीं हो पाती. नया पुराना के स्थान पर नित्य वर्तमानता का भाव समीचीन रहता है. संपूर्ण भावों का रूप ही अस्तित्व है. दूसरे विधि से ऐसे स्वरूप को अस्तित्व नाम दिया गया. मानव ही दृष्टा पद प्रतिष्ठा में होने के कारण अस्तित्व को देखने, समझने, समझाने योग्य है. अभी तक जो भी कुछ अध्ययन के नाम से की गई है अथवा अध्ययन पूर्वक हाथ लगा है, वह सब अस्तित्व सहज स अस्तित्व में ही हुआ. हर अध्ययन का कसौटी यही है. पूरकता, विकास, जागृति, उदात्तीकरण, प्रक्रिया प्रणाली अनुरूप रहने से इसके विपरीत कुछ भी किया जाता है. सर्वाधिक मानव ही परेशान होने से शुरुआत होता है, जैसा युद्ध, शोषण, विद्रोह क्रियाकलाप के लिए किया गया सभी प्रकार का प्रयास. इस क्रियाकलाप के लिए जितना भी सोचा गया है, मानव दुखी पीड़ित होकर सोचा है. पीड़ाओं का उपचार उत्पीड़न विधि को अपनाने से युद्ध कर्म, युद्धाभ्यास, युद्ध कौशल, युद्ध तकनीक की सामग्रियां बनते आया. आज की स्थिति में युद्ध और शोषण के लिए सर्वाधिक जनधन लगा हुआ है. इसके लिए द्रोह, विद्रोह, शोषण अति आवश्यक हुआ. इसलिए धरती के श्रेष्ठतम प्रतिभाएं इन्हीं कार्यों के लिए नियुक्त हुई हैं।
Existence is called existent due to the grandeur of its eternal presence, existence. And the expressions like balance, regulation, protection, result, development, and awakening are always present in it through coexistence. We humans cannot present or imagine an activity whose provision does not exist in existence. The only possibility is that such an activity may be happening on one planet and not on another. Based on such situations, every deficiency can be imagined only with reference to its sufficiency. All deficiencies are of place and time only. Otherwise, there is no deficiency in existence. Thus, all discussions of new and old become irrelevant, and the feeling of continuous presence of realities prevail instead of new and old. All the realities, in essence, are existence indeed. In other words, the collective of all the realities has been called existence. In the whole existence, only humans, due to their being established in the sphere plane, have the potential to see and understand the whole existence and impart this understanding in others. Everything that has been done so far in the name of study, or all the achievements through study, have been accomplished in existence only. The touchstone of every study is the availability of processes and systems aligned with complementariness, development, awakening, and evaluation. Everything that is done against these starts only after the majority of the people are disturbed or upset. All the efforts for wars, exploitation, treachery, and revolts are its examples. All the thought that went into these happened when humans were exacerbated and suffering. It is due to adoption of methods of suffering to get rid of suffering that equipment for war activities, war practices, war abilities, and war techniques kept on being produced. Maximum talent and money nowadays is directed towards war and exploitation. For this treachery, revolt, and exploitation are absolutely necessary. The best talents on earth have been disputed for a very task. Okay, now it's a quick, I'll try to explain. First one is existent is defined by the grandeur of its eternal presence, where fundamental expressions such as balance, regulation, protection, development, and awakening are maintained through the principle of coexistence. The central concept is that main human beings are incapable of imagining or performing any activities unless the provision for that activity already exists within existence itself. While a specific activity might occur on one planet but not another, any perceived deficiency is merely a matter of place and time. Ultimately, there is no inherent deficiency in existence, as deficiency can only be imagined or understood in reference to its own sufficiency. And the next paragraph, existent is defined as the collective of all realities, where distinction between new and old is considered irrelevant. Instead of focusing on chronological labels, the source emphasizes a continuous presence of this reality that make up the whole existence. Humans occupy a unique role in this system because they are established in the seer plane, giving them the specific potential to perceive, understand, and communicate the nature of existence to others. Every academic study and achievement throughout history has occurred within the singular framework of existence. And the last paragraph, this one, how a humanity's intellectual and financial resources are being squandered on destructive endeavors rather than collective growth. The author argues that warfare and exploitation arises when societies are in states of distress, leading people to mistakenly use violence as a remedy for suffering. Consequently, the world's most brilliant minds are currently tasked with developing weaponry and strategies for revolt instead of fostering evolutionary progress. By prioritizing system treachery, overall mutual development, modern civilization have trapped themselves in a cycle of misdirected talent. Ultimately, the source suggests that true advancement is impossible as long as human ingenuity remains dedicated to the machinery of conflict. Devaya, for you.
Oh, I think it's pretty much covered and straightforward as well. Um, so first, of course, existence is it's existence because it is always present and never absent. And within it, there are like balance, order, protection, uh, results, growth, and awakening. Uh, any deficiency exists only because of differences in place and time. In existence as a whole, there is no real deficiency at all. Um,
This is
and then,
actually a beautiful point. The more
yeah,
when I was translating it, I really love the way it has come out. Like there is no deficiency in existence. It's only place or time. I mean, something is present somewhere and something else is present at somewhere else. So when we look at the overall context, overall existence, it is complete in itself. कम अधिक से मुक्त. अभी हमने पीछे एक वीडियो भी बनाया था ना, कम अधिक से मुक्त पूर्ण वाला. तो अस्तित्व अपने आप में पूर्ण है. एग्जिस्टेंस इज कंप्लीट इन इटसेल्फ. गो अहेड प्लीज देव भाई.
yeah, in the same context, it moves on to say that the ideas of new and old also no longer matter. What matters is actually the constant presence of reality. It's always there. It doesn't come and go.
Yes. Yes. Many people sometimes in general discussions we hear that, laptop was not there, mobile phones or electricity was not there till 100 years ago. So today we have it. So it was not there and now it has it. Now we have it. What the author is highlighting is the provision for them was already there. Okay. I mean, it is just that humans have figured out now in the last 100 years how to make laptops. Otherwise, the provision to make laptops always existed. You know?
Right.
So
Right.
the moment you figure out, then you can give it a shape. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Right. Then, so amongst all beings, only humans have the ability to observe, understand, and uh, grasp the whole of existence because they are established in awareness. And everything humans have studied, discovered, or achieved so far has also happened within existence and could only happen within existence.
Yeah.
Right. Quickly moving on to say that um, the the true measure of any study is whether it supports natural harmony, like mutual support, growth, awakening, evolution. Uh, Unfortunately, today, as of today, a huge amount of human talent is actually and money is spent on war and exploitations. Uh, for these systems to continue, betrayal, uh, revolt, and exploitation become very necessary and
And common.
common, right? And as a result, some of the world's best talent minds are being used for these destructive purposes. Basically, in one line, I think it's saying that intelligence has been misdirected under suffering. Humans do not really lack intelligence, but it's just misdirected,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Good.
yeah, that's it. Thank you.
And good. So I think I also covered it, whatever I had to add. We can move on to the next paragraph, and I see that Vandana
yeah.
Didi, Ji Ganesh bhai.
Before you move on, in the first line you have written eternal present, and in the bracket exist hyphen ends. So
Ji.
I think it is indicating something. You can further
Yeah.
elaborate it.
राइट आई थिंक ये जो इटर्नल प्रेजेंस है ना, सो उसी को ही व्हाट आई वाज थिंकिंग वाज दैट आई विल सॉर्ट ऑफ इट जस्ट अकर टू माय माइंड दैट एग्जिस्ट वर्ड is also indicating presence. Okay, so continuity of presence is existence. तो नित्य वर्तमान जो है उस तरीके से मुझे एक नए तरीके से देखने के लिए लगा, मतलब
indicating that it has no start or end. Is it
yeah,
so?
Yeah, that is one of the way that look at it. Basically, नित्य वर्तमान इसको सोचते हैं. You know, the entities get composed and decomposed. I mean, today we are on this earth in this physical form. You know, after 50 years, we may not be here. Okay, but then some other bodies will be there, some other humans will be there. Okay, so composition, decomposition होता रहता है, but the existence is an ongoing reality.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you.
जी, ठीक है. And I see that Vandana Didi and Spencer have also joined. So namaste to both of you.
नमस्ते भैया, नमस्ते सभी को.
Namaste Didi.
Namaste.
Namaste Spencer. Nice to see you in the meeting, and I mean, I'm glad you could make it in spite of the Christmas Eve dinner with family and friends.
Yes.
Good.
I'm
Yeah.
glad to be here. It will be a little bit in and out for me just because of everyone is here and people keep coming to see me
I
and see the
understand.
babies. So, but
Yeah.
I'll be here as much as I can. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And you know, greetings, you know, Christmas greetings to you and your family and everyone over there.
Thank you.
Merry
It's-
Christmas, Spencer,
yeah.
brother.
Thank you.
Merry
So
Christmas to
it's
all.
yeah, it's good that you could make it today, and we are reading Adhyatmavad and completing this book on Christmas Day is also a Sanyog. So are you in a position to read, or will you just be listening to it?
I think right now I should not read. I'm just listening. Everyone's coming in the house
Great.
and they're going to be coming
Great.
to
Yeah.
meet me. So yeah.
Go ahead. You know, like I just wanted to know. I understand
Yeah.
you will be busy there, and please speak whenever you have time.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So आगे वाला
Yeah,
paragraph.
I will
Yeah.
speak up if there's a time when I can.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Or at least in 1 hour or 1 hour, 10, 15 minutes when we are completing the book, at least
Yeah.
if you can say a few words, you know, regarding
course.
feedback and share. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who
Thanks.
will read now the next paragraph?
मैं पढ़
I'm
सकती
ready.
हूँ भैया.
हाँ, ठीक है.
ठीक है, वंदना दीदी आप पढ़िए. एंड इट्स आल्सो ए लॉन्गिश पैराग्राफ, तो जब तक ये न्यू पैराग्राफ नहीं आ जाता है, यू नो, लाइक वी विल बिगिनिंग फ्रॉम दिस न्यू पैराग्राफ अप टू द नेक्स्ट मार्कर. तो हिंदी इंग्लिश
Okay.
दोनों ही आप पढ़ दीजिए.
ठीक है भैया. युद्ध के लिए व्यापार एक अनिवार्यता है. अभी तक जितने भी युद्ध व्यापार हुए देशों के बीच, पहले से अधिक शंका, कुशंका, भयोत्पादी भय से प्रभावित हुए। यह संपूर्ण मानव का देखा हुआ तथ्य है। व्यापार और युद्ध के लिए द्रोह विद्रोह अति अनिवार्य है। इस प्रकार युद्ध पूर्वक शोषण, व्यापार पूर्वक शोषण कार्यों को इस धरती पर देखा गया है। जो अत्यधिक शोषण कर लेता है उसे विकसित देश कहते हैं। स्वीकारने तक मानव जाति तैयार हो गई, जबकि युद्ध, शोषण, द्रोह विद्रोह समाज रचना और समाज वैभव का सूत्र नहीं बन पाती है। इसीलिए व्यापार और नौकरी में लगे हुए आदमियों से समाज रचना, समाज संरक्षण, समाज संतुलन, समाज नियंत्रण जैसे महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दों का पूरक होना इस धरती पर देखा नहीं गया। यही इन तथ्यों को उद्घाटित करने के मूल में आशय यही रहा कि हम मानव जाति किस प्रकार की प्रवृत्तियों के चुंगल में आ चुके हैं। इससे फलस्वरूप मानव परेशान होता ही है। इसके साथ साथ धरती उजड़ने की और गति बन चुकी है। Commerce has always been necessity for wars. All the commerce and wars which happened till date only resulted in increasing the suspicion, mistrust, and fear among the nations. This fact is obvious to all humans. Treachery and revolts have always been necessary for commerce and war. In this manner, exploitation through wars and exploitation through commerce has been seen on earth. So much so that the nations which are exploitive are called and accepted as the developed nations. Although wars, exploitation, treachery, and revolts can never lead to building a nation and grandeur of nation. Therefore, we have yet to see efforts of people devoted to trade and job yielding the desired results on the important points of building, protecting, maintaining balance and restraint in society. Intent of highlighting all this here is to identify the tendencies which have gripped us humans, as a result of which humans are bound to be perturbed and the earth is heading towards disaster.
Yeah, one moment, Vandana Didi. So, like we have completed up to this part. This is clearly self-explanatory. This is samiksha of, whatever wrongs have been happening on this earth. Exploitation has been going on. And the author is highlighting the, like to the extent to which, like humans have, the decline of human mindset is visible on this earth. Okay, so Earth is also heading towards disaster. We all are aware about this. इसमें कुछ ज्यादा ऐड करने वाला भी नहीं है ना वंदना दीदी, मेरे को लगा साथ के साथ ही हम इसको कंप्लीट भी करते हुए चलते हैं।
कुछ ऐड करने वाला नहीं है उसमें,
कुछ
बस
ऐड
एक
करना है
मुझे
ना?
लग रहा है कि ऐड
जी
कर सकते हैं कि अभी तक ये हो रहा है फिर भी हम लग रहे हैं कि हम तरक्की की तरफ जा रहे हैं,
yes
कि
yes
हम
yes
डिजास्टर
this
की
is the
तरफ जा रहे हैं।
delusion, this is the delusion. Although we are like disturbing the whole balance on earth, we still are thinking that we are developed beings and we are going towards development, although it is in the other direction. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, that is the crux of the entire thing.
Right, बिल्कुल आगे का भी
Even
पढ़
though we
दीजिए।
feel we are developed country and we are doing job and everything and we are contributing to the development of the country, it is
Yes
in the other direction.
yes yes, ठीक है आगे भी पढ़ने दीजिए।
चाहे उपयोगिता विधि से हो, चाहे संग्रह विधि से हो, चाहे युद्ध के लिए हो, चाहे जो कुछ भी वस्तुएं चाहिए उसकी इस धरती से ही आपूर्ति होना, इसके लिए वन खनिज ही स्रोत है। धरती में जो कुछ भी वन खनिज बनी है मानव के अवतरण से पहले से ही स्थिति में था ही, इसके अनंतर ही मानव का अवतरण इस धरती पर हुआ। मानव अपने को अखंड समाज के रूप में जीने की आवश्यकता को सोचा ही नहीं है। फलस्वरूप जीव जानवरों का सदृश्य नस्ल रंग के आधार पर लड़ भिड़कर अपने भदगी जितना करना था सब कर चुके हैं। Whether it is for the use or for accumulation or for war, whatever is necessary by humans is obtained from this planet only, and forests and minerals are the main sources. All the minerals and forests which are found on Earth have been here even before humans appeared on Earth. Humans appeared much later. Humans never even thought humans never even thought of the need of living as an individual society. Consequently, they fought like animals on the basis of race and color, indulging in all the ugliness that we could indulge in. So
Okay, so
here, like,
this also is straightforward है ना, मतलब ये भी वो
बिल्कुल
ऐसा बता रहे हैं कि जो कुछ भी नीड्स हैं ऑल ऑफ देम जो है मतलब दे आर अवेलेबल ऑन दिस अर्थ ओनली. Okay, and without understanding everything, a lot of ugliness we are seeing in human behavior, है ना, which has percolated to society also overall.
Yeah. And then we don't even realize that this earth has limited resources in the sense that if
Yes,
and doing more, it, grasping more from the forests and minerals is going to finish one day. And
yes,
there's no limit to that, the amount of greediness that we have in us.
right. जी दीदी.
हम्म अभी इस 20वीं शताब्दी के 10वें दशक तक देश देश के साथ कूटनीति व्यापारमुखी शोषण तंत्र का मुद्दा यही है कि विकसित देश कहलाने वाले ऐसे कहलाने के लिए पैमानों को पहचाना गया है. अधिकाधिक सुवर्ण धातु इस राष्ट्र कोष में संग्रहित हो चुका है. इस देश का मुद्दा विकसित हो जाता है. उस देश का मुद्रा विकसित हो जाता है. यह व्यापार तंत्र का धन को पैदा करता है. सिद्धांतों के अधिकार आधार पर आधारित है. जिन जिन देश में राष्ट्र कोष में सुवर्ण धातु कम होती है, उस देश की मुद्रा अविकसित रहती है. दूसरी भाषा में ज्यादा मूल्यवान कम मूल्यवान हो जाता है, जबकि दोनों खनिज ही रहता है. Till this last decade of the 20th
कागज है
century.
दीदी, वो कागज रहता है.
Oh, sorry. हाँ. Till this last decade of the 20th century, one of the main points of the political trade orientation exploitative system regarding setting the benchmark for whom to call a developed nation is that the currency of the nation having most gold in its reserve appreciates. It is based on the famous principle of commerce that money generates more money. Currency in the nation which have lesser gold reserves depreciates or remains subdued. In other words, although currencies of both the countries are printed on paper, one becomes more valuable than the other.
जी दीदी. तो इसमें कुछ आपका ध्यान जा रहा हो, मेरे को तो ये भी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड जैसा लग रहा है कि गोल्ड रिजर्व के बेसिस के ऊपर जो है एंड करेंसी एक्सचेंज रेट के ऊपर यू नो कंट्रीज आर कॉल्ड डेवलप्ड और अनडेवलप्ड और अंडर डेवलप्ड एंड बेसिकली all the currencies are printed on piece of paper only, but one is more valuable, one is less valuable. So this is a way of, this is a explanatory style by the author, so that the readers can start thinking on those things, on those lines. So I don't have to add much on this. Anyone else has any comments or observations on the section we have read so far?
I think this is quite self-explanatory.
जी, ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. सॉरी गणेश भैया, आप कह रहे थे, आप पढ़िए प्लीज.
हाँ
ओके,
जी,
सो
मैं
फ्रॉम हियर टिल नेक्स्ट न्यू पैरा. जी,
ठीक है.
ये तो छोटा
दूसरा
सा ही है. एक सेकेंड. या यू कैन कवर 2 एक्चुअली, दैट विल
ठीक
बी
है.
गुड.
ठीक है.
जी.
ठीक है. दूसरा विकास का मापदंड समर शक्तियां, सामरिक सामग्री, सामरिक प्रयास जिन देशों में सर्वाधिक रहता है, उसी को विकसित देश कहा जाता है. युद्ध से शोषण की चर्चा सुनने में मिलता ही है. इस शताब्दी में कई युद्धों के सिलसिले में भी शोषण, लूट खसोट की चर्चाएं जन वार्ताओं में देखा गया है। इन दो मापदंडों में जो विकसित देश हैं अब अन्य देशों के वन खनिज को उपयोग करने के लिए इच्छुक हो चुके हैं। इसके लिए सभी योजनाएं बन चुकी हैं। यहाँ उक्त तथ्यों का उल्लेख करने का आशय इतना ही है कि जिन युद्ध, शोषण, द्रोह विद्रोह पूर्वक लाभोन्माद, भोगोन्माद, कामोन्माद की ओर सभी विधा में अग्रसर है, उसके लिए अंत विहीन साधनों की अपेक्षा मानव मात्र में होना देखा जा रहा है। इसकी आपूर्ति इस धरती से संभव नहीं है, इसलिए और भी संघर्ष की और इसका स्पंदन दिखाई पड़ती है। अतएव इससे मुक्त होना सहज, सुंदर, सुखद, समाधानपूर्ण परंपरा बनानी ही है। Another benchmark for the development is military powers, equipments, and efforts. Countries having more of these are called developed countries. The narratives that wars led to exploitation is frequently hard, even regarding the wars which occurred recently in the 20th century. Discussions are hard in public discourse about exploitation and plunder. Countries which are developed based on these two benchmarks have now become desirous of using the forest and minerals of other countries and have strategies for the same. All these details are mentioned here just to highlight that in their march towards satisfying the obsession trio, that is profit, indulgence, and sex, through war, exploitation, treachery, and revolt, an expectation for unending supply of resources is clearly visible in the humans. It is not possible to fulfill this supply from the planet. It is clearly leading to the more conflicts. This is thus no other alternative but to get rid of all this and build a tradition which is fair, beautiful, happy, and full of resolution. A very wonderfully written paragraph, and we can see it in a recent time. The countries which are powerful now, I can quote some example of war between Ukraine and Russia. America is ready to help Ukraine based on that they should have the right to use the resources of the Ukraine. Similarly, they are helping Pakistan in the or ready to help Pakistan in the desire to have the control of resources of the Pakistan. So, a wonderfully written paragraph. How visionary Babaji or in this Madhyas Darshan things have been written, and we are able to see these things in the current scenario. Am I right,
Yeah, I
Bhaiya?
think, yeah, I think what is being the takeaway from this is that the incidents keep on changing, but the principle remains the same. In under deluded human mindset, there will always be tendencies of using other countries' resources, other people's resources by hook or crook. है ना? So, this is the general principle. So, in whichever times we are living, till the human tradition becomes awakened, these examples will continue to be there. Old examples will go away, new examples will appear. So without taking names, we can very clearly see that such incidents have been happening and are still happening. And there is no solution in sight.
Yes, sir. And exploitation has become a part of the life, and those who are able to exploit more, they are called the developed nations or
Yes.
the developed people.
ठीक, आगे बढ़ते हैं।
हाँ जी भैया, इस विधि से हम इन तथ्यों के प्रति स्पष्ट हो चुके हैं कि वस्तुओं के आधार पर रासायनिक, भौतिक, मानवाकांक्षा सम्मत व्यवस्था नहीं हो पाती है। यह जीवन जागृति मूलक विधि से ही संपन्न होना देखा गया है। जीवन में ही तुलन कार्यकलाप सहज रूप में ही संपन्न होने के कारण भौतिक, रासायनिक वस्तु संसार में प्रिय अप्रिय, हित अहित, लाभ लाभ अलाभ तुलन के कसौटी पर देखा जा सकता है, देखा गया है। न्याय, धर्म, सत्य को मानव चेतना पूर्वक सर्वतोमुखी समाधान, जिसको धर्म कहा, सह अस्तित्व, सहज परंपरा, परम सत्य दृष्टियों के आधार पर अखंड समाज सार्वभौम व्यवस्था को परंपरा के रूप में पाना सहज समीचीन है। बहुमुखी अभिव्यक्ति रूपी मानव सर्वतोमुखी समाधान में ही व्यवस्था और उसका सार्वभौमता को प्रमाणित करने के में सक्षम है। इसे योग्यता और पात्रता में प्रमाणित कर देना ही मानव परंपरा का प्रतिष्ठा है, क्योंकि जीवन में अक्षय शक्ति, अक्षय बल, अविनाशिता सहित नित्य समीचीन है। उसे व्यवस्थात्मक प्रणालियों के रूप में परिशोधित प्रवर्तित करने की आवश्यकता है। It is clear by all the discussion so far that it is not possible to accomplish system aligned with human expectations based on material physiochemical objects. It has been observed that this can be accomplished only through the awakening rooted method. The activity of deliberation occurs in Jivan, and the deliberation of pleasant and unpleasant, healthy and unhealthy, and profit and loss can be seen and have been seen pertaining to the physico-chemical world. Undivided society and universal systems can be established naturally and effortlessly in the form of tradition based on the perspective of justice, dharma, and truth through humane consciousness and comprehensive resolution. Humans endowed with multifaceted expressions have the potential of producing evidence of orderliness and its universality only through comprehensive resolution. To evidence it in ability and receptivity is indeed the magnificence of human tradition, because inexhaustible power and strength, along with indestructibility, is ever present in Jivan. There is a need to refine and establish it in the form of systematic process. So again, it is indicating to move or rather to understand the concept of deliberation, where from we can move from pleasant and healthy and profit to justice, dharma, and resolution. So these are very, very, you can say, change in the thinking or understanding the concept, and then which is present in Jivan, and the human can show their grandeur by adopting to this justice, dharma, and resolution. So these are some of the main points I could see from this paragraph.
जी भैया, again, most of it is straightforward. I saw this very emphatic opening line, like straight away, a very conclusive statement. And, like what the author is saying, it is clear by all the discussion so far that it is not possible to accomplish systems aligned with human expectations based on material or physicochemical objects. इसको हिंदी में भी पढ़ लेते हैं। इस विधि से हम इन तथ्यों के प्रति स्पष्ट हो चुके हैं कि वस्तुओं के आधार पर, जो कि रासायनिक भौतिक वस्तुएं, मानवाकांक्षा सम्मत व्यवस्था नहीं हो पाती है। एंड इफ वी सी the systems around us, even the political system, education system, banking system, justice system, everything primarily is focused on physico-chemical objects only. Okay. So ये बड़ा अच्छा ध्यान आकर्षण है. In a very beautiful way, the attention is being drawn, and I think this triggers the process of self-reflection in ourselves also. That as an individual, what is my view in all this? Okay, am I also not thinking that it is only the physical chemical objects or the material objects based on which fair life will be available or made? What does that my family think? So in Madhyas Darshan Sah Astitvad, what A. Nagaraj is saying is Sah Astitva. So physico-chemical objects are also needed, and there are some other realities also which are non-physico-chemical, without paying attention to them, we cannot attain fulfillment in life. By remaining focused and directed only towards the physico-chemical world, we are doomed as individuals, as families, as well as humankind also. So this is very emphatic statement, and I think these are the kind of statements through which the process of self reflection and introspection is triggered. That's it from my side.
And it's clearly indicating that the progress in the physico-chemical world is not leading to the harmony, which we can see easily. And there
Yes.
is a need to understand the consciousness
Yes.
development
Yes.
and the justice and
Right. Right.
dharma.
So the overall essence of Madhyas Darshan has been that so far in the history of humankind, there have been two let's say perspectives, two viewpoints. One is materialism and the other is spiritualism. Spiritualism ignored the material world and materialism ignored the spiritual world. Okay. Here in coexistentialism, it is being said that you don't have to ignore any one of these aspects. Both are essential for human living. Okay, so the delusion in which humankind has been, or at least lately, the history which we are reading and the society which we are seeing, is that only based on only based on physico-chemical objects, our life goals are being set, national goals are being set, and the whole humankind is thinking only based on or primarily based on physico-chemical objects. What the author is emphatically saying, I repeat, that it is clear by all the discussion so far that it is not possible to accomplish systems aligned with human expectations based on material or physico-chemical objects only. Okay, worth reading again and again, even after the session is over. If you have books in front of you, you can highlight these two lines and think about it later on. आगे बढ़ते हैं। कौन पढ़ेंगे? शिल्पा दीदी, आपने अभी तक नहीं रीडिंग की, आप पढ़ेंगे ये वाला पैराग्राफ टिल द नेक्स्ट न्यू पैरा? जी।
न्याय धर्म shall I just read from the Hindi? It's a one long paragraph. फिर इंग्लिश का पढ़ दूंगी या कैसे?
इट्स योर चॉइस दीदी।
ठीक है, मैं हिंदी में फिर एक फ्लो में पढ़ देती हूँ। न्याय धर्म सत्य को स्वीकारने वाला, व्यंजित होने वाला, प्रमाणित होने वाला और प्रमाणों को प्रस्तुत करने वाला मानव जीवन ही है। इस तथ्य को भले प्रकार से देखा गया है। प्रिय हित लाभानुवर्ती कार्यकलापों में व्यस्त रहते हुए भी न्याय धर्म सत्य की स्वीकृति, अपेक्षा, कल्पना करता हुआ मानव को देखा जाता है। यही इस बात का द्योतक है। इंद्रिय सन्निकर्ष में प्रिय हित व्यंजनाएं होते हुए लाभ की कल्पना यानी कि अस्पष्ट आशा, विचार, इच्छा का क्रियाकलाप लाभ की स्वीकृति को मानव में होना पाया जाता है। इसका अंतिम सर्वेक्षण हानि का अस्वीकृति, लाभ की स्वीकृति। उल्लेखनीय तथ्य यही है, अस्तित्व में लाभ हानि का कोई विधि नहीं है। इसलिए कहीं लाभ होता है तो कहीं हानि हो ही जाता है। इसलिए आज तक लाभोन्मुखी व्यापार विधि से कोई संतुष्टि बिंदु अभी तक प्राप्त नहीं हुआ है, जबकि मानव हर विधियों में संतुष्ट होना चाहता है। इसीलिए चाहना होना का विरोधी है। संपूर्ण क्लेश भ्रमवश ही हो पाता है। जीवन ही भ्रमवश शरीर को जीवन समझने का फलन है। जीवन को समझने के उपरांत भ्रमजाल कष्टों से मुक्त होने के लिए उपायों को सोचना स्वाभाविक है। इसी क्रम में यह अध्ययन के लिए प्रस्तुत किया गया है। अस्तित्व न घटता है न बढ़ता है, इसलिए लाभ हानि से मुक्त है, इसलिए नाश से मुक्त है। इस प्रकार अस्तित्व नित्य वर्तमान रूप में अपने यथास्थिति में बने रहने का वैभव स्पष्ट है। अस्तित्व में अविभाज्य मानव भी सह अस्तित्व में अनुभूत होना स्वाभाविक है। सह अस्तित्व में ही व्यवस्था का विधान है। विविधता के साथ ही जुड़ा हुआ परस्पर पूरकता सूत्र ही विधान है। ऐसा विधान नियति सहज रूप में नित्य प्रभावी है। यही सह अस्तित्व का प्रमाण है। इसका और प्रमाण ग्रह गोल एक दूसरे के पूरक होना, पदार्थ, प्राण, जीव और ज्ञान अवस्था परस्पर पूरक होना ही है। So this is an amazing paragraph. मतलब जो पहले सब समीक्षा whatever was summarized earlier about the current state, of the world, like how, what is developed, undeveloped, and actually what is the the source of it all. Now the Babaji is moving towards न्याय धर्म सत्य को स्वीकारने वाला, व्यंजित होने वाला, मतलब everything that is acceptable to humans is actually the जीवन only, the human जीवन. So this has been understood clearly, and whatever is based on priya hit labh, in spite of that,
One second, Shilpa, did you read the English section also or only the
oh
Hindi
sorry,
one?
I think I've not read the English, sorry. I just started, yeah, I did not.
जी.
It is only the jivan in humans which
Didi, your volume is also less.
My volume, is it okay now?
Slightly better.
Yeah. जनरली आ रहा है, ठीक है भैया, आवाज आ तो रही है। थोड़ा सा आप अपना वॉल्यूम
ओ वन्ना दीदी को पता है कैसे होता है दीदी वॉल्यूम, वो
नहीं,
अगर कम है तो
वो हो जाएगा। हर डिवाइस का अपना
ठीक।
सेटिंग रहता है। आप कंटिन्यू
तो
कीजिए।
आवाज क्लियर आ रही है आपकी?
ठीक है। It is only the Jivan in humans which accepts, welcomes, becomes evidence and produces evidence of justice, dharma and truth. This fact has been well observed. The fact that humans are observed to be desiring, expecting and imagining justice, dharma and truth even when they are busy in actions revolving around the perspectives of pleasant, health and profit is its testimony. Acceptance and imagination, activity of unclear hope, thought and desire of profit while welcoming pleasant and health in sensory proximity is seen in humans. Non-acceptance of loss and acceptance of profit is its conclusive proof. It is worth highlighting that there is no provision of profit or loss in existence. Therefore, for every incident of profit somewhere, there is a corresponding loss somewhere else. That is the reason no point of satisfaction has ever been achieved so far by resorting to profit oriented commercial activities, whereas humans want satisfaction in all dimensions. This is the precise reason behind the mismatch between what is happening and the expectations. All the suffering is only due to delusion. It is the result of Jivan assuming itself to be the body. When Jivan becomes aware that it is Jivan and not body, it naturally starts thinking of ways to get liberated from the trap and suffering of delusion. This presentation is offered for studying. Existence neither decreases nor does it increase. It is therefore free from profit and loss and thus indestructible. In this manner, grandeur of the existence as ever present and maintaining its state of existence is obvious. As an integral part of existence, it is natural for humans also to become realized in existence. Provision of orderliness exists only in coexistence. The code of mutual complementariness linked with diversity is indeed this provision. This provision is ever effective in the form of destiny. This itself is the evidence of coexistence, complementariness of planets with each other, and mutual complementariness of all the four orders with each other is its additional evidence. Actually, today I realized, the power of Hindi and English, because I just read in Hindi and I started explaining, and I was at a slight loss of words. But when I read the English part, it became so clear that here the author is moving, is saying that despite the fact that we are obsessed with, the pleasant part like Priya Hit Labh, with profit, these three centric, tendencies, the thing of Nyaya, Dharma, Satya is always acceptable to every human. Matlab, even though like they're indulging in the previous trio. So, and this also proves that, this shows that existence does not have any labh hani. It's free from profit and loss. What we humans are, always moving towards currently in a state of delusion. And कोई मतलब इट्स वेरी रियली वेरी वेरी पावरफुल दिस पार्ट, इसका अंतिम सर्वेक्षण हानि का अस्वीकृति लाभ की स्वीकृति. So even though the author is saying that people are trying to make as much profit moving towards that, but there is no satisfaction in that because it is not acceptable. The acceptable part is Nyaya Dharma Satya. So I think it's a wonderful, really amazing paragraph. And then goes on to say that अस्तित्व न घटता है न बढ़ता है, इसलिए लाभ हानि से मुक्त है. So because existence is always eternal, nothing is nothing is नाश से मुक्त है. It is free of destruction also. So this completely explains very logically, the whole concept of
Yeah.
it's I think really amazing paragraph. And
जी.
then goes on to say how everything is in coexistence. So सह अस्तित्व में ही व्यवस्था का विधान है. So it is only in coexistence that we can attain orderliness. So I think from the previous sections what all we read today, this is really tying up very wonderfully and very logically.
जी दीदी आप अपने को म्यूट कर लीजिए. सो शिल्पा दीदी, सो I'll say something. ये लाभ हानि वाला जो ना, when I read it first time, like it occurred to me, कैसे कह रहे हैं लाभ हानि नहीं है, and then I thought of an example which I feel like sharing. So if I see my house, let's say it has 3 rooms, okay, so I consider the whole house as my house. Now, if I take a chair from one room to another room, okay, in purely material sense, we can say that there was a chair in room number 1 earlier. Now it is no longer there in room number 1. So room number 1 has lost one chair, and this chair is now been gained by room number 2. Okay, so room number 2 is the gainer and room number 1 is the loser. If we look from the perspective of rooms only, but if I consider the whole house as my house, now earlier also there was this chair in the house, and now also this chair is there in the house, only its position has changed. It has gone from one room to the other room. So similarly, having the whole existence in one's mind, considering that I belong to this existence and everything and everyone belongs to this existence, then our viewpoint changes. Then we go beyond this viewpoint of my country and other country, my religion and other religion, my house and other house. Okay, my company and another company. So it is only absence of this viewpoint, in the absence of such a viewpoint, this labh hani wala concept, profit and loss concept, that prevails. Okay, so like when the thought was triggered, and I figured out this example, I felt very good actually, and I felt like sharing it with you also. So अस्तित्व में लाभ हानि नहीं है. It is only made up of atoms, and compositions of atoms. Okay, these atoms change their positions, these compositions change their position, existence remains as it is. Just like the house remained as it is, I can move around my chair or laptop or my body, but that doesn't mean that there is a change in the house. So लाभ हानि नहीं है, मुझे लगा कि इसके ऊपर थोड़ी सी बात कर लेते हैं. So that's it from my side.
Yeah, great example, भैया, very nice.
जी, ठीक है. आगे पढ़े. न्यू पैराग्राफ है. देव भाई एंड मोहन भाई, आप फिर से अपने कॉम्बिनेशन में पढ़ेंगे इसको.
Debaya, if you want to read English, you can continue also. It's no problem with me.
Okay.
So easy hota hai. If you want to.
No,
जी.
we would like to include you also, Mohan bhai. So,
Okay.
okay, Dev bhai can read the Hindi part and you can read the English part.
Sure,
Ji, go
sure.
ahead, please.
Okay.
पूरकता सहज विधि से अनुप्राणित होना रहना ही व्यवस्था सूत्र का आधार है. यह संवेदनशीलता असंज्ञानशीलता का संतुलन रूप में कार्यरत होना देखा गया है. जानने मानने के रूप में संज्ञानशीलता को और पहचानने निर्वाह करने के रूप में संवेदनशीलता को हर मानव अपने में और संपूर्ण मानव में पहचान सकता है. यही संवेदनाएं अर्थात पहचानने निर्वाह करने का प्रवर्तन क्रम में पूरकता विधि अपने आप से चरितार्थ होता है. ऐसी चरितार्थता जीवन सहज अक्षय शक्तियों का ही वैभव है. इस क्रम में संपूर्ण मानव अपने को प्रायोजित कर पाना समीचीन है. इस क्रम में पता लगता है, समझ में आता है, मानवीयतापूर्ण आचरण के रूप में प्रमाणित हो जाता है कि मानव संचेतना अर्थात संवेदनशीलता संज्ञानशीलता में से जानना मानना पहचानना निर्वाह करना यह पूर्णतया जागृत मानव सहज कार्यकलाप है. जीवन ही संज्ञानीयता का, मानव ही संज्ञानीयता संवेदनशीलता का धारक वाहक है. इस तथ्य को भले प्रकार से देखा गया है. निर्वाह करने की स्थिति में हर मानव द्वारा प्रमाणित होना आवश्यकता के रूप में देखा गया है. ऐसे प्रमाणीकरण क्रम में ही न्याय धर्म सत्य प्रमाणित होना स्वाभाविक है.
To become and remain inspired by way of complementariness is the basis of orderliness. Such working has been observed to be in the form of balance between sensitivity and cognizance. Cognizance in the form of knowing and believing, and sensitiveness in the form of recognizing and fulfilling, can be verified by everyone in oneself and in all. In working of these sensations, or in the process of recognizing and fulfilling, the meaningfulness and complementariness becomes clear by itself. This meaningfulness is indeed the grandeur of inexhaustible powers of Jivan. On this course, it is possible for all humans to live purposefully. In the process, it becomes clear, is understood, and becomes evident in the form of human conduct that knowing, believing, recognizing, and fulfilling, and by human consciousness, that is sensitivity and cognizance, is entirely an activity of the awakened humans. It is indeed the Jivan which is the bearer of and carrier of cognizance, while human is the bearer and carrier of the cognizance and sensitivity. This fact has been well observed. Being an evidence has been seen as an need in all humans in the process of fulfillment. It is in the course of this evidence that justice, dharma, and truth are evidenced. Okay. Yeah, the synergy of cognizance and human conduct is established through a balance between sensitivity and cognizance, which serves as the foundation for orderliness in life. Cognizance is characterized by the internal activities of knowing and believing, while sensitivity is expressed through the actions of recognizing and fulfilling. The synergy is specifically an activity of awakened humans. Within this framework, the Jivan act as the bearer of cognizance, whereas the human being as whole bears both cognizance and sensitivity. When these sensations work together, the meaningfulness of complementariness is revealed, allowing individuals to live purposefully and demonstrate human conduct. Furthermore, this process of fulfillment provides the necessary evidence for higher values such as justice, dharma, and truth. Devaya?
जी, I think it was pretty much done. So basically, being guided by mutual complementariness is the foundation of the true order. Um, Awareness appears as knowing and believing, whereas sensitivity shows itself as recognizing needs and fulfilling them. And anyone can actually observe this balance within them. Um, Also, it becomes evident both in understanding and daily conduct that knowing, believing, recognizing, fulfilling arise through uh, awakened human consciousness. Jivan carries awareness, while human being carries both awareness and sensitivity. And humans feel a default natural need to become living evidence of what they understand, and it is also through this lived evidence that justice, dharma, and truth are actually expressed in lives. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, good. There is one sentence here, otherwise both of you covered it, and I don't have anything else to add to whatever you mentioned and explained about complementariness and like other words here. But this sentence in Hindi, जीवन ही संज्ञानीयता का, मानव ही संज्ञानीयता संवेदनशीलता का धारक वाहक है. And the corresponding line in English, it is indeed the Jivan which is the bearer and carrier of cognizance, संज्ञानीयता को cognizance कह रहे हैं, while human is the bearer and carrier of cognizance and sensitivity. है ना, संवेदनशीलता को sensitivity कह रहे हैं. I think this is something on which all of us have to continuously ponder over and introspect and do a lot of self-examination. What do we make of this line? And we will not be able to have a thorough discussion today, but I'll give you, like, this is something which I have been thinking on for many years. I will not say that I've reached conclusive proof that I have understood it entirely, but at least I think like, there's a direction in which my thoughts go, and I want to share that direction with you. That's the best I can do. See, we generally are saying in our introductory workshops in Parichaya Shivers that in school it is taught to us in the formal education system that it is the brain which runs or steers the human body. Okay, and in Madhyas Darshan, what we are saying is it is the Jivan which steers the body. Just one moment. Just one moment. In Madhyas Darshan, we are saying that it is the Jivan which steers the human body. Now, although we are saying it, how do I really feel in myself? Okay, so sometimes I in my daily routine, when I do self-observation, I realize that when I am driving a car, okay, and for let's say half an hour, like, I am able to drive well, although many times I am not very well aware about my thoughts are somewhere else, Jivan is somewhere else, even then I am able to drive the car. है ना? आप सबके साथ भी ऐसा होता है? Okay, sometimes I have to suddenly, I get started and startled and want to see where I am. I mean, have I not crossed the point where I wanted to go, or have I forgotten to take the turn which I wanted to take? आपके साथ भी कभी किसी के साथ में ऐसा हुआ है?
अक्सर होता है भैया।
अक्सर होता है. Okay, so when we look at such examples, then I keep on thinking कि भैया ये गाड़ी चल ही रही थी और जीवन कहीं और था. So maybe it is the brain, so to what extent the brain is playing a role, and where does the role of the Jivan start? Okay, this clarity, once we get, only then we can pass on this clarity also. So this clarity getting in oneself is very satisfying, and getting that clarity and then able to pass it on is also very satisfying. So where I stand, and this line is where, even if we have to read it 100 times, that may be okay. This is another line you can highlight, those of you who are keeping the book in front of you, कि इसमें कह क्या रहे हैं? जीवन ही संज्ञानीयता का और मानव ही संज्ञानीयता और संवेदनशीलता का धारक वाहक है. तो संवेदनशीलता is where the body also comes into picture. Okay, so in this in the 10 activities of जीवन, है ना, the first 4.5 activities, जिसको हम भ्रमित क्रियाकलाप कह रहे हैं, generally speaking, okay, so this 4.5 activities, मुझे ऐसा लगता है, where I stand today, that this 4.5 activities has a good overlap with the brain. ठीक है, so ब्रेन है तो मानव रूप में, अब मानव इसका धारक वाहक है. मतलब क्या हुआ? मानव मीन्स बॉडी एंड जीवन टुगेदर, है ना? So the second part of this sentence is, I'll read the complete sentence again. It is indeed the Jivan which is the bearer and carrier of cognizance. संज्ञानीयता in शुद्ध रूप, in its true form, resides in जीवन only. लेकिन संवेदनशीलता जो है, जिसको सेंसिटिविटी कह रहे हैं, वो जो है वो मानव रूप में है ना. तो मानव जो है वो संवेदनशीलता और संज्ञानीयता दोनों को कैरी कर रहा है. ओके, जीवन जो है वो संज्ञानीयता को कैरी कर रहा है, उसका बियरर कैरियर. ओके, सो ये न्याय क्या है? ये शुद्ध रूप से जीवन का काम है, बिकॉज न्याय धर्म सत्य, दिस इज बियॉन्ड द 4.5 एक्टिविटीज. Okay, so this Jivan is only the Jivan is its bearer and carrier. But all our physicochemical interactions with other humans, our professional life, our eating, sleeping, ये सब कुछ जो 4.5 क्रिया में प्रिय हित लाभ के साथ में हो रहा है, and our interactions with other human beings, for them the bearer and carrier is human being, and in those interactions also ये जीवन वाला न्याय धर्म सत्य वाला इनपुट जो है, गाइडेंस जो है ना, ये पर्सपेक्टिव जो है ये डेवलप हो जाए. So what is that entirely is carried and borne by Jivan, and what is being borne by the human being, which is means body and Jivan, ये यहाँ पर एक authentic way में, authoritative way में, the author has written it. Okay, it is our responsibility, our duty to understand it. And I thought we will take some time on it because this is come out very beautifully here. Any views, any comments?
No, Bhaiya, really excellent how you've linked now 4.5 and 10 activities of Jeevan completeness. Very, very nice. Excellent.
Yeah. I see Spencer
Namaste.
has also
Yeah.
unmuted himself. He wants to say something. Yes, please.
Yeah. I have to say, unfortunately, I have to depart from here.
Yeah, no problem. Go
It's
ahead.
it's the I'm being called to the table right now, and this is
Yeah.
like the main Christmas dinner. It's the biggest sort of celebration you can imagine here. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to say a few parting words, and I'm interrupting the middle of our study. I understand that, but so yeah, I just wanted to share just briefly my experience and just my gratitude towards everyone towards this in this group. There's two parts that I thought of. One is the content and the translation, and the second is just the relationship and the friendship that I've been able to foster with you guys. And so, on the first part with the content, it's just amazing work that you're doing, Sanjeevji, and that we all get to participate in. And it's just amazing to have access to these texts in English, for the first time. And for many years, it was just Manavi Bharatarshan, and that was what was available. And so just the opportunity to read these new texts is just really amazing and has opened up a whole new understanding of the philosophy for me. And because you can listen to workshops and this and that, but it's always good to go directly to the source, to Babaji's text, I find. And so so this has just been really invaluable. And I can see, my baby, our child, was born just 7 days ago, and right away you want the best for them, you want to do the best things. And what did I start doing? As I started reading these translations. I have the baby in one hand and I'm reading with my phone in the other. This is the content that I want to have for myself and that I want to pass on to my kids. So just having that available is just really valuable for me. So I appreciate that. And then the second part is just the friendship and the relationship with all of you guys. It's so nice to come week in and week out. And I know I've been missing a lot this last few months, but to join and to see all of you guys and to just get to know you a little bit through this, in the light of this study, and to discuss some of these topics has been really nice. And it's nice to feel a part of something a little bit bigger, that is the English Jivan Vidya community, to connect with you guys on the other side of the world and to share this experience. Is just really nice. There's not so many opportunities. If you speak Hindi, there's like 1,000 different WhatsApp groups you can join, for Jivan Vidya. But for English, there's not so many options. And so it's just nice to have this available and to meet with you guys and to discuss. And I just want to say thank you for for joining every week and taking the time and for listening to me as well, for my opinion and hearing my suggestions and translation. I don't have much expertise on the English language. I just speak it as my first language, but I appreciate that you guys value that and want to hear my opinion as well. So overall, it's a little bit of a monologue here, but I just felt I wanted to say that before I sign off. I know this is the conclusion of the book, today's session. So I just wanted to express my gratitude towards all of you guys for this group. It means a lot to me.
Thank you, Spencer. Thank you. We loved hearing what you had to say, as we always do. Okay. And it has been fun. And let us see what we can do after this book. And we'll take a little break for a few weeks and figure out what next. And I'm sure your family and friends are waiting. So please go there. And it's very symbolic that the way you mentioned it, having your child, your son in one arm and the book or the mobile in another. Yeah, this is the real coexistence.
Yeah,
Symbolism of coexistence. So all the best wishes, and go ahead, please.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you, Spencer. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and Merry
Thank you,
Christmas.
Spencer.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Namaste.
See you
Merry
soon.
Christmas. See you soon. Yeah.
See you soon. I will. Yeah.
Okay, so we resume our reading.
भैया
So
भैया
जी
भैया यहाँ पे जो ये लाइन है इसमें, लेकिन अगर हम 4.5 एक्टिविटी की बात करें तो वो भी हो तो जीवन में ही रही है.
यस 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 यस, लेकिन वो जीवन, वो मानव में हो रही है, ये कह रहे हैं. संवेदनशीलता जो है वो मानव उसका धारक वाहक है. ओके, सो मानव मीन्स जीवन एंड बॉडी टुगेदर. एंड बॉडी क्या हुआ? बॉडी में ब्रेन के साथ ही जीवन इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है ना. तो इसको सोचना है. मतलब आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट वी विल क्लोज दिस टॉपिक टुडे. Okay, but this is the direction in which we have to think. What is the author trying to say by this sentence? Okay, तो 4.5 क्रिया हो तो जीवन में रही है, लेकिन यहां पर स्पष्ट रूप से कह रहे हैं जीवन ही संज्ञानीयता का और मानव ही संज्ञानीयता संवेदनशीलता का धारक वाहक है. तो संज्ञानीयता इज एक्सक्लूसिवली इन जीवन.
ठीक है
ना. ये देखा जाए, संज्ञानीयता इज एक्सक्लूसिवली इन जीवन, एंड संज्ञानीयता संवेदनशीलता जो है वो जीवन एंड ब्रेन, मतलब इसमें जो है इसमें.
डेफिनेटली द सेंसिटिविटी इज कमिंग थ्रू द बॉडी, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज सेड इट इज इन द मानव. ओके,
ठीक है. सो I mean the point of discussion was to highlight that we need to understand it more deeply, and this is a very key thing, I think. Okay, इसको और सोचा जाए. आगे बढ़े.
भैया ये लास्ट पैराग्राफ है तो इट विल बी नाइस आप पढ़े और आप ही इसको करें.
अच्छा, ओके.
लास्ट पैराग्राफ ऑफ द बुक.
Okay, I don't mind. Thank you. ठीक है. Although it is the first part of this last paragraph is very straightforward, बड़ा सिंपल सा है, और it has been said many times earlier. And the second part जो है summary of the book है ना. तो पढ़ते हैं. शरीर तंत्र में प्रधानतः मेधस तंत्र ही सर्वोपरि सूक्ष्म तंत्र के रूप में देखने को मिलता है. मेधस तंत्र रचना सर्वाधिक पुष्टि तत्व से बना हुआ दिखाई पड़ता है. यह जीवन विचारों के साथ साथ तंत्रित होना स्पष्ट होता है, क्योंकि जीवंत शरीर में ही मेधस तंत्र ही इसके क्रियाकलापों को करता हुआ देखने को मिलता है. इस रचना में कहीं भी ऐसी स्थली नहीं है जिसमें न्याय धर्म सत्य को बनाए रखे. इसी प्रकार हृदय तंत्र, फुसफुस तंत्र, आंत्र तंत्र, प्लीहा तंत्र, वृक्क तंत्र, मलाशय, गर्भाशय तंत्रों में इसे बनाए रखने का कोई स्थली नहीं है. और भी देखा गया, 5 कर्मेंद्रियां ज्ञानेंद्रियों में भी न्याय धर्म सत्य को पहचानने की स्थली कुछ भी नहीं है. So I'll complete it with this itself. In the physical body of animals and humans, the brain is found to be the most elaborate and subtle system. It is observed that the brain is mostly made up of Pushti Tattva, which I have heard somewhere in Madhyas Darshan that Pushti Tattva is proteins, but I am not sure. So I just put proteins and put a question mark here and I remove it. तो पुष्टि तत्व वो पुष्टि तत्व ही लेकर के चलते हैं. Its working is seen. Who's working? The brain's working is seen with Jivan and thoughts, because only the brain in an alive body is found to be busy in these activities. In all this, body and brain, there is no place where justice, dharma, and truth are preserved and nurtured. Similarly, there is no place in the heart, lungs, intestines, spleen, kidney, colon, or uterus to nurture these. Going further, there is no place in the sensory and work organs which recognize justice, dharma, and truth. Okay, so this is like what we discussed in the previous sentence. Nyaya, dharma, and satya are in the exclusive domain of Jivan. So there is no place in the body, beginning from brain, kidney, heart, work and sensory organs, everything the author has highlighted. न्याय धर्म सत्य के लिए इनमें कोई जगह नहीं है. सो न्याय धर्म सत्य जो है वो शुद्ध रूप से जीवन में ही रेजाइड करता है. जीवन इज द बियरर एंड कैरियर ऑफ न्याय धर्म एंड सत्य. इन तथ्यों से यह विदित हो जाता है कि जीवन शक्तियों से तंत्रित मेधस तंत्र द्वारा ज्ञानेंद्रियों का कार्यकलाप संपन्न होता हुआ स्पष्टतया देखा गया है. अतएव जीवन ही न्याय धर्म सत्य को जानता है, मानता है, पहचानता है, निर्वाह करता है. फलस्वरूप जीवन आकांक्षा रूपी सुख, शांति, संतोष, आनंद भोगता है. भ्रमवश ही शरीर को जीवन मानते हुए प्रिय हित लाभात्मक प्रवृत्तियों में ग्रसित होते हुए स्वयं दुखी होता है, अन्य को दुखी बनाता है, नैसर्गिकता को भी अव्यवस्था में परिणित कर देता है. इस प्रकार से मानव अभी तक भ्रमित कार्यों को पूरा करने वाला है या कर चुका है. अब शेष जागृति कार्यों, विचारों सहित सार्वभौम व्यवस्था अखंड समाज सूत्रों में सूत्रित होना ही है. यही मानव का सुखद, सुंदर, समाधानपूर्ण कार्य है. All these facts indicate that it is through the brain, driven by the powers of Jivan, that all activities of the sensory organs are accomplished. It has been clearly seen. Thus, it is the Jivan itself which knows, believes, recognizes, and fulfills justice, dharma, and truth. And as a result, it is the Jivan which enjoys the fruits of happiness, peace, contentment, and bliss. On the other hand, if under the assumption that the body itself is Jivan, then Jivan is afflicted with the tendencies of pleasant, health, and profit. As a result, it suffers and causes suffering to others too. In this state, it causes disharmony in the rest of nature. In this manner, humans so far have been indulging in deluded activities or have completed this stage of delusion. Now, what remains to be accomplished are the thoughts and actions of awakening connected with universal systems and undivided society. This is the pleasant, beautiful, and resolution work for humans. So, this is what our job is. हम लोग अभी तक अपना घर में अपना जॉब ढूंढ रहे हैं, हम ऑफिस में अपना जॉब ढूंढ रहे हैं. एक्चुअल में हमारा जॉब क्या है ना? ये जॉब है हमारा. The author is sort of indicating to us, to the serious readers, कि डिल्यूजन का काम बहुत हो चुका है ना. सो इसको बोल रहे हैं, इन दिस मैनर ह्यूमंस सो फार हैव बीन इंडल्जिंग इन डिल्यूडेड एक्टिविटीज और हैव कंप्लीटेड दिस स्टेज, है ना. ये हम इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे इस चीज को रिव्यू कर सकते हैं कि मैं अभी तक वो कर रहा था, नाउ आई विल मूव ऑन टू द पाथ ऑफ रिजोल्यूशन, पाथ ऑफ अवेकनिंग. ठीक है. सो हैव आई कंप्लीटेड दैट स्टेज और आई एम स्टिल इन दैट स्टेज. सो फाइनल कंक्लूडिंग लाइंस आर आल्सो वेरी थॉट प्रोवोकिंग. हिंदी में कह रहे हैं, ब्रह्मवश ही शरीर को जीवन मानते हुए प्रिय हित लाभ आत्मक प्रवृत्तियों में ग्रसित होते हुए स्वयं दुखी होता है, अन्य को दुखी करता है। अच्छा नहीं, नॉट दिस इज व्हाट आई वांटेड टू से। इस प्रकार से मानव अभी तक भ्रमित कार्यों को पूरा करने वाला है मतलब अभी तक यही किया है मानव जाति ने, और शायद हमने भी, और या फिर कर चुका है, इन द सेंस दैट वी आर इन दैट स्टेज ऑफ ट्रांजिशन where we have clearly seen that what we were doing was incomplete, what we were doing was directionless and to a lot of extent meaningless towards the body. Maybe it was required, but I am not only the body. उसके हिसाब से इसका इनकम्प्लीटनेस पूरा होता है। अब शेष क्या है ना? अब हमारा काम क्या है, अब हमारी जॉब क्या है, शेष क्या है? अब शेष काम क्या है? जागृत कार्यों विचारों सहित सार्वभौम व्यवस्था अखंड समाज सूत्रों में सूत्रित होना ही है। यही मानव का सुखद सुंदर समाधान पूर्ण कार्य है। भूमि स्वर्गताम यातु मनुष्यो यातु देवताम, धर्मो सफलताम यातु नित्यम यातु शुभोदयम। Translated in English, may earth be heaven, may humans be deities, may dharma prevail, may goodness be eternal. So, with gratitude to the author of this book and हमारे मध्यस्थ दर्शन के प्रणेता श्री ए नागराज जी, whom we fondly called Baba Ji, with his blessings in his direction, we have completed reading of this book. The book was written by him. And my journey, if I review very briefly, like English translation, I started working with Rakesh Gupta Bhaiya exactly 5 years ago in Corona. And, and it is gaining momentum. I'm very happy to see that there's a lot of interest actually, that this literature is required in English also. It is not only for our understanding. Most of us realize that. I also realize that it helps in our understanding. That is one thing. It will help in understanding of other people also, and that is our contribution to to this whole thing. And these last 1 year and 9 months which took us in reading this book have been very satisfying. And as Spencer said, like I have enjoyed reading this book, and I've enjoyed your company and your continuous participation in the, 1 year and 9 months is not a short time. Well, to remain committed to something, every Sunday is exceptional actually. And while I thank everyone here for participating in these sessions, special thanks to Dev भैया, ठीक है, जिन्होंने इन पूरे सेशंस को ऑर्गेनाइज करने के लिए, है ना, इनका रिकॉर्डिंग्स के लिए यूट्यूब में डालने के लिए, प्लेलिस्ट बनाने के लिए, sending reminders to the group and everything. So he took a lot of additional responsibilities. Thereby, thank you everyone. ठीक है, and I don't have any more words. I'm sure you also have something to say at this time. So आप में से भी जिसके मन में कुछ हो अपना शेयरिंग कर सकते हैं. Thank you. देव भाई प्लीज आप चलाइए अब.
Thank you. That gives me the opportunity to speak at last.
जी.
Okay. So I think I can go in the order of the pictures, videos. Mohan Bhaiya, can you please share a few words? Take a few minutes, couple of minutes.
Sure. Okay. The pressure is just after Sanjeev Bhaiya he gave me. All right, no problem. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to reflect and speak. Actually, I have been in this group. I can say about maybe 2 quarters. In the beginning, I joined, but then I had some. I had a tough times adjusting it. But since I joined, I noticed transformation in me. That's a lot. And initially, I felt uneasy and unsure of my own understanding, and hesitant to be part of the discussion. In addition, to reading and translating, we were asked to explaining a task that I felt, unprepared and to undertake in the beginning. But after a while, and multiple reading of the entire book, I read several times, I started feeling more comfortable, and I actually began looking forward to our weekly meetings, and they quickly became a top priority for me. That's why I'm very thankful to you. And also my sincere gratitude to Sanjeev Bhaiya, Dev Bhaiya, Shilpa Didi, Ganesh Bhaiya, Vandana Didi. This is actually the name I put, and Spencer. They are the only who showed up today. Fortunately, I didn't remember other names. So I'm really gratitude, and then the way you guys treated me, everyone treated me with respect, affection, trust, and gratitude, and reflecting the deep respect you guys hold for Babaji, which is evident in your conduct here, and I saw that every day. And I'm also especially thankful for, and a deep respect to Sanjeev Bhaiya for inviting me and allowing me to be part of the team and discussion. And I feel very proud of it, and very thankful. And I can always say that I was part of it, even though it is in the end. But I still feel, because I should be the part of it. And also thank you very much, Sanjeev Bhaiya. When I visited the Hapur, I did feel like I was part of the family with Som Bhaiya and his brother Sanjeev Bhaiya. And as soon as I come back, when you added to that, you gave me the continuation of being the family, and then there's more members, especially Dev Bhaiya and Shilpa Didi. They kind of pull me in the group, like the Shraddha, that they are Shrestha and this is a small guy, come on in, take me in. So that was very, very helpful reverence to it. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Via, for your kind words. Great. Moving on, Ganesh Bhaiya, over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to share my views on this auspicious day also. So, first of all, I would like to say that I'm very fortunate to be part in this group of translation of Realization Centered Spiritualism, which is being led by Sanjeev Bhaiya. When I first came in contact with Madhyas Darshan, it was very difficult for me to understand it, as the language was a bit difficult. So it was not a simple Hindi, rather the few words were I was not able to understand. And the way it was written, I was not feeling comfortable. So thankfully, or you can say fortunately, I came in contact with the book, that is Introduction of Jivan Vidya, which was translated by Rakesh Gupta Bhaiya. And then the understanding of Jivan Vidya became very easy for me. So this was the first step when I got attracted towards the English translation. And then becoming a part of this group was another important step in understanding of the Realization Centered Spiritualism. Now, with a cordial interaction in this group, I found it was very easy to the group to grasp the Madhyas Darshan concepts. And I'm very, very thankful that for Sanjeev Bhaiya, Rakesh Gupta Bhaiya, and Dev Bhaiya, Shilpa Didi, Mohan Bhaiya, Shailendra Bhaiya, Spencer Bhaiya, and Vandana Didi. Krishan Bhaiya is not present today, and many, many more who were there to interact and to make it easy for everyone. It is very noble task, like Bhaiya said, and all of you are doing for the English translation word and for the English word, and our generation, especially today's, I can see the younger generation and the kids, they are learning everything in English. So by doing this translation, it will be very, very helpful for the future generation also. And what will happen that by understanding of the existence is coexistence, the people will be able to live in harmony. So that will be a wonderful step. In the last, I can say that I also got encouraged to contribute in this noble task. So I am hopeful I will be able to do something as a coexistential understanding. And everything this has helped me a lot in sailing my life easily. Once again, I'm very, very thankful to Sanjeev Bhaiya, a wonderful personality, a very cordial nature, and Bhaiya, from the core of my heart, I'm saying I'm very, very thankful to making me the part of this group. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Ganesh Bhaiya. Over to you, Vandana Didi.
Yeah, hello, namaste everyone. It's been an honor to be here. I remember संजीव भैया का फोन आया था और उनका ईमेल आया था कि दीदी हम ऐसे शुरू कर रहे हैं, so would you like to participate? And it was such a wonderful opportunity. Even when I was traveling to Manav Teeth and other places, that used to be a longer time. I was joining, but I just missed a couple of months when I was traveling in the US. तब मैं नहीं ज्वाइन कर पाई थी. But yeah, the importance of English translation is so needed it's a need of the hour, because our generation, and especially the next generation, they are more used to understanding and reading in English. I've heard people who picked up Jeevan with their books, but the first reaction was Hindi बहुत मुश्किल है, समझ में नहीं आ रही है. Even being from UP, understanding, born and brought up in Delhi, but still Hindi was difficult. But when you read it along the Hindi and the English, it becomes so easy to understand. Like English, Hindi, it comes naturally to us since we've read the books in Hindi. Even during when we started explaining after a year of something, even more than that, when Sanjeev Bhaiya said we would read and we should explain what we've understood, to me initially it would just come out as in Hindi only, because as the darshan books we've read it in Hindi and tried to explain it in Hindi only. But then I said, no, I'm missing out the main thing, that it is English translation, so it has to be done in English. But yeah, it makes the understanding so simpler and so easy when you do it in both the languages. There are some things which are, to me, it's more, it comes in more naturally in Hindi, and some things which come in more naturally in English. So the combination is really good, and it's going to take a long way to these books, for all the books to be translated in English. And we would love to be a part of it, either in the reading sections of the books, or if I can contribute in any way. I think Sanjeev Bhaiya would be the best person to let us know where we will be the right fix in the entire journey. And I feel it's going to be, it's a long journey for us. And I
Yeah,
feel
I think for that we'll take how as a team we can contribute to the overall activity. Ji, ji.
And that's what I would like to. And thank you everyone for being a part. It's been a wonderful group to share what we've understood, where we haven't understood, where our knowledge is incomplete. Others have pitched in. So it's been a beautiful journey. How English, the difficult words of Hindi can be translated into the right word of English. Yeah, thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you, everyone.
Great, great. Thank you, Vandana Didi, for your lovely and kind words. Moving on to Shilpa Didi. Over to you.
Yeah, so सबसे पहले बाबा जी को कृतज्ञता for this amazing darshan, amazing books, and with Sanjeev Bhaiya, it's been an amazing journey since COVID times. So I've been attending his classes. I think बीच में एक book शायद miss हुई थी. So it's always been so wonderful, Sanjeev Bhaiya, and you are so humble, so open. You know, everything is very, the way you speak, it's very apt and precise. Like बहुत ज़्यादा भी नहीं होता, बहुत कम भी नहीं होता. You know, so it's just perfect how you conduct the sessions. And as Ganesh Bhaiya said, like your personality is really very, very nice, very sober. And I think each one of us feels very comfortable here. And this work is really monumental, this work of translation. And as we can see, like Mohan Bhai, Spencer, I mean, it's helped them so tremendously being part of this group. And of course, like next, moving on to Dev Bhai, like your thank you Dev Bhaiya for your constant support for making this possible. And I really I am always awed by how you pick on the translation. Like you always have the right word, the right sentence formation. So I think your grasp of English is excellent, and the points that you reflect on, it's been very, very, as a group, it's very motivating. And Mohan Bhaiya, like, I mean, it's amazing how you've read the book several times. It is very inspiring. So I think really a big clap for Mohan Bhaiya. I mean, that is something I don't know how many of us have done it, but amazing. Like, it's been my desire to read this book, but not even once have I completed. I started many times, trying to make notes on my own, but it kind of kept getting left out. So Mohan Bhai, really amazing. And Vanna Didi, like you're always, your reflection is so deep, like on whatever you pick out the points and in the translation. So always amazing to have you. Ganesh Bhaiya, like your enthusiasm, I think the way you are always smiling, there's a childlike inner beauty in you. So, and of course, your reflections on everything. And then Spencer again, like he's not here right now, but yeah, the same for him. And yeah, I'm missing Krishan Bhaiya, Shailendra Bhai, and Divya also, who joined many times. So the entire team has been amazing, and this journey is beautiful. And I think Sunday morning means this, for me, 7:30 to 9. So I can't imagine my life actually without it, because it's been going on for so long. So Bhaiya, I would really request you. I know you want to break from this, and I thoroughly respect that, but I mean, you'll be doing us a great favor by continuing these classes. So that's really from my side. And yesterday I was just reflecting on the book, like, I highlight things many times, I, make hearts, whatever. So I just wanted to just share like 2 points very briefly. I know we are running out of time. But like the takeaway for me, like page 29
We have time, Didi. We have
Okay.
time. आराम से चलिए.
ओके तो
Yes,
थोड़ा
yes.
ब्रीफ ही रखती हूँ. तो पेज 29 में 12 बिंदु थे अध्ययन के जो बाबा जी ने लिखे हैं. The author has written them. So I felt they were so important for me. And two more things, like page 65 में अच्छा आदमी, भला आदमी क्या होता है, उसकी जो बाबा जी ने डेफिनेशन दी है, that is so touching कि we always think what are we looking for in a human being, including ourselves, कि हम क्या हैं, है ना, हम अपना मूल्यांकन कैसे करें. So I found that so empowering for myself and for others. Like, when I'm getting married, I mean, when I was, what kind of a person I want to marry, or now my children will marry, or whatever. How do we see a human being. I found that so beautiful, like in this book. And in page 68 की सब कुछ धरती में समाया हुआ है, मतलब जो आज भी हमने पढ़ा कि it is already there in existence. So even what we are thinking is there in existence. So this book is really fantastic, and I need to read it several times, definitely, to get a grasp of it. So really thank you everyone from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you for sharing the examples as well. Anyone else? Okay, I'll go now. So start with a gratitude to the great author who presented this marvel to all of us. Very important, I want to say that English is not my first language, but it does not seem like my second language either. It's pretty much a part of life now. So translation, I think, has helped several times. In fact, I continuously mentioned also that many a times reading English was much easier to be able to understand what's written. So thank you very much, Sanjeev Bhaiya, for this great effort and making us also a part of this journey. Regarding the book, I think a lot of things gently entered into life. Uh, I may not be able to put everything in words, but then, uh, certain things like uh, yeah, book offering a critique of both idealism and materialism. Idealism promising heaven, liberation, safety through belief, rituals, and imagination. Materialism promising happiness through comfort, accumulation, power. Uh, but then, as the outcome, as the book presents, it is surprisingly similar. Fear on one side, fear and temptation, basically. I could see it everywhere: fear of loss, punishment, insecurity, and then on the other hand, temptation of more comfort, more uh, control, more recognition. And of course, with centuries of scriptures and last many decades of technology, human dissatisfaction has not come down, has not really reduced. Um, and then, of course, coexistence is not a value, or it's not something that we need to create. It is a nature uh, of the existence itself. Coexistence is actually a part of existence itself. It does not increase or decrease. It simply is, basically. And then moving on, where we discussed about humans being the seer, the doer, the enjoyer. Um, and then there are some certain challenging aspects as well. A lot of things which I still need to ponder upon. Uh, uh, Humans acting with freedom but experiencing consequences, pretty much in helplessness, which is highly visible, as we see around. Um, Humans using their free will in science, industry, and convenience, uh, uh, and in result creating certain negative results. So that kind of triggered a deep thought. um, I think this book offers something that kind of stays alive. That sensory fulfillment is of course momentary, intellectual fulfillment is long lasting. uh, so basically, belief to understanding, reaction to responsibility, uh, personal personal anxiety to coexistence based clarity. So yeah, it has been a wonderful experience, as ever, as I had in the previous books sessions as well. And towards the end of it, I think I once again would like to pay my gratitude to all the participants, Mohan Bhaiya, Ganesh Bhaiya, Shilpa Didi, Vanda Didi, and the people who are not here, Divya Bhais. I really, Shilpa Didi, of course, I mean, the way you share your interpretations, and I really appreciate the way Spencer, of course, brings his perspectives. Um, and again, as most of us mentioned earlier, we would love to see this uh, continue with maybe other books as well. And it has actually become kind of a ritual uh, of Sunday mornings. It will feel incomplete without these sessions. So yeah, I'm looking forward to these sessions being continued. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So while you were mentioning these things, another fact which sort of, got refreshed in my mind was, which is very encouraging, is that during the course of these readings, we have three people who joined from North America regularly in our meetings. Okay, Mohan Bhai, he is in this meeting right now from Canada. Okay, Spencer, who was here for part of the meeting today, but it is the Christmas Eve dinner with his family and friends. Okay, so he had to leave a bit early, but he has been regularly there from Canada again, and Divya from USA. So mostly we have been, 7, 8, 10 people. So 3 people from North America. Like suddenly, it feels like that, yes, English is doing its English translation um, is reaching the audience. It is directed to reach. In addition to doing whatever good it is doing to us also. Yes, so that's good. That's good to see it. And thanks for your word. So we, 1.5 years for Janvad and 1 year and 9 months for Adhyatmavad. Great going, guys. Rarely this kind of commitment is seen from a team, spending over 3 years every Sunday morning. Okay. And looking forward to it. So wonderful. I mean, it's memorable. So we began these sessions by saying that these are part of Madhyas Darshan presented by Shri A. Nagaraj, whom we fondly call Babaji. And we first read Janvad written by him and in English translation also. And now we completed Adhyatmavad. So gratitude to Babaji for, as in their wise words, presenting this marvel to us and to humankind. Okay. And even reading and translating itself and discussing has been wonderful. Thank you, guys. While at this point of time, I am not sure what we will do after this. So we'll take a break of a few weeks while we figure out what next to do in English or in something else, whatever. So I'll have a chat with Rakesh Bhaiya also. I can see your enthusiasm. You want it to continue. So do I. Okay, so let's take guidance from Rakesh Bhaiya also. How we can get involved, we can continue it. So thank you, everyone. And we wrap up this meeting. Thanks for joining throughout. Namaste and best wishes.
Everyone, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you and Happy New Year to everyone and see you soon in 2026.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.